Today we're in the tech pillar, and boy, oh boy, you might want to buckle up for this one because this will really tick some of you off, and the rest of you might be set free from this episode. I'm really fired up over this topic. Welcome back to the Coach by God Entrepreneur. I'm your host. Today, I want to talk about something that's causing way too much fear and way too much shame in the coaching world, and that's AI. Last week, I saw a post from a coach that just made my blood boil. She wrote something about, I can always tell when someone uses AI for their content. It's so obvious and inauthentic, something along those lines. Then came only a handful of comments agreeing with her. Coaches patting themselves on the back for being quote unquote authentic, while simultaneously shaming anyone who dares to use technology to improve their business. Actually, I really want to unpack this for a minute because maybe, just maybe, these folks have a very closed mindset among a few other things. Most coaches are struggling financially and feel threatened by anything that might give others an advantage. Supporting the shame makes them feel like they're protecting their position by keeping everyone else from using quote unquote unfair tools. This is fear and insecurity in disguise. Many coaches wear their struggle as a badge of honor. I do everything the hard way because I'm authentic. It's easier to shame others for being efficient than to admit you might be working harder and not smarter. This is a martyr complex. Some coaches genuinely don't understand how AI works. They think it's magic that creates content from nothing, so they see it as cheating rather than a productivity tool like Grammarly or Canva. This is a pure lack of understanding. Agreeing with the anti-AI post might make them feel or look quote unquote pure and authentic to their audience. It's performative righteousness, appearing more genuine by putting others down. This is like virtue signaling. Deep down, many coaches feel like frauds. When they see others using AI efficiently, it triggers their own insecurities about whether they are quote unquote real coaches. And shaming AI use makes them feel more legitimate. This, my friends, is imposter syndrome. Then there's this toxic belief in the coaching world that suffering equals authenticity. If you're not struggling to create every piece of content, you're somehow not worthy of success. Welcome to the Struggle Olympics. All right. Lastly, once a few people agreed, others piled on without really thinking it through. It's easier to go with the crowd than risk being called out for defending AI use. This, my friends, is mob mentality. I bet you most of these coaches are probably using some form of automation or AI assistance without even realizing it. That's the irony. So here's the truth that I think is going to make some of you uncomfortable. Those same coaches are probably using spell check, Grammarly, Canva templates, and social media schedulers, but somehow AI is where they draw the line. This kind of thinking isn't just wrong, it's dangerous because it keeps coaches stuck in a busy work environment while their competitors are scaling with smart systems. So today, I want to cut through this fear, the shame, and the misinformation. And we're going to talk about the real role of AI in coaching businesses, what you should and shouldn't automate, and how to use these tools ethically without losing your unique value. Because here's what I believe to be true. AI won't replace you, but a coach who's using AI strategically while you're still doing everything manually, well, they might just put you out of business. Hey, Coach. Welcome back to the Coach by God Entrepreneur Show. I'm Denise Milianta, self-proclaimed mama bear of the coaching industry, certified professional coach, mentor, consultant, tech trainer, and a faith-fueled business maven with a knack for turning chaos into gold. If you are ready to leverage your hard-earned coaching certification, get clarity, create ripples in the marketplace, build a business that glorifies God, and make money, this podcast is for you. You can find out more and connect with me over at 𝗙𝗎𝗓𝗏𝗏𝐻. Ready to dig into today's show? Get ready for a dash of sass, a sprinkle of wit, a dose of wisdom, and a whole lot of no-nonsense strategies that will transform your life and your business. Let's go. All right, welcome back. As you know, we're talking about shame around using AI. So let's just get into it. Our foundational scripture today is 1 Corinthians 12, verses 4 through 6. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but in all of them and in every one, it is the same God at work. So I want to start with some biblical wisdom. God distributes different gifts. We know this. He also distributes different methods of service, different kinds of working, but it's all the same God at work. The printing press revolutionized how we share the gospel. The internet connected believers across the globe. AI can help us articulate and organize our God-given expertise to serve others better. But somehow, when it comes to AI, we've created this culture of shame and fear in the coaching world. Coaches are literally hiding the fact that they use AI to help with content creation like they're doing something wrong. Romans 14:4 reminds us, who are you to judge someone else's servant? To their own master, servants stand or fall, and they will stand, for the Lord is able to make them stand. Stop judging how other coaches choose to serve their clients. Stop appointing yourself as the authenticity police. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you write all your social media posts by hand with a pen? Do you design your graphics from scratch without templates? Do you schedule your posts manually at the exact moment they go live? Of course not. You use tools. You use technology. You use systems. Okay? Here's what's happening. I see it on social media. It's not the first time. Coaches are getting called out for obvious AI content by people who couldn't actually really identify AI content if their business depended on it. It's become a witch hunt based on assumptions and insecurity. I've seen coaches apologize for using AI to help brainstorm content ideas. Apologize? Apologize for what? Using a tool to be more efficient? This shame-based approach is keeping coaches stuck in the Stone Age while their competitors are scaling smart. So let's do a little reality check here, my friends. AI detection software is notoriously inaccurate. Most AI content accusations are based on writing style and not actual AI use. And the coaches making these shaming posts are often struggling with their own productivity. This gatekeeping behavior is more about fear and not authenticity. Here's what I want to say to those coaches pointing fingers. Who really cares if a coach used AI to help clarify their thoughts, to help articulate their expertise, or to help frame their message better? I honestly don't care if I read a post and it's obvious that the coach used AI to assist. What I do care about is whether the content serves me, whether it's valuable, and whether it helps me solve a problem. I encourage my clients to use AI, to have long conversations with it, to input their expertise and provide the subject matter, to use it as a thinking partner, because here's the truth. The coach is still behind the brains. The coach is still the brains behind the post, not AI. When a coach spends 30 minutes having a conversation with AI about their methodology, feeding it their experiences, their client stories, their unique perspective, and then the AI helps them organize that into a clear, compelling post, that's not cheating. That's efficiency. The expertise is still 100% human. The insights are still 100% human. The methodology is still 100% human. AI is just helping organize and articulate what the coach already knows. Now, here's something that's really getting me more fired up than I already am right now, because this type of posting about shaming coaches is wrong. I know coaches who have ADHD or brain injuries who use AI as an assistant tool to help them communicate their expertise more clearly. When you post your shaming content about obvious AI use, you're not empowering anyone. You're insulting people who are using technology to level the playing field and share their valuable knowledge with the world. These coaches also have incredible insights and life-changing expertise, but sometimes they need help organizing their thoughts or even finding the right words. And IA gives them that assistance. And your shame posts are telling them they're somehow less authentic for using a tool that helps them serve others better. It's not just wrong, it's actually cruel. So stop apologizing for using AI tools that help you serve your clients better. You wouldn't apologize for using a calculator instead of doing math by hand, would you? No. So let's take a minute. Let's get practical about what AI can and cannot do in your coaching business. Here's what AI can do. It can help you generate content ideas and outlines. It can help you write first drafts faster. It can help you create social media captions and email templates. It can help analyze data and spot patterns. It can handle repetitive administrative tasks. It can provide research and background information. And it can help you repurpose your current content into different formats. That's a lot. Why would you not use AI? What AI cannot do is replace your expertise and your experience. It also cannot build genuine relationships with your clients, and it cannot provide personalized coaching based on tuition. It can't make ethical decisions about client care. It cannot create your unique methodology or understand the nuances of individual client needs. So the key principle here is AI is a productivity tool, not a replacement for your brain. Think of it like this. A power drill, right? It doesn't make you less of a carpenter. It makes you a more efficient carpenter. AI doesn't make you less of a coach. It makes you a more efficient coach. And I think there's one thing that people don't understand about AI. It doesn't create content out of thin air. Every response you get from AI is based on the knowledge, expertise, and the direction that you give it. The quality of your AI output is directly proportional to the quality of your input. When you tell AI to write a social media post about overcoming perfectionism, it's drawn from your expertise about perfectionism, your understanding of your audience, and your specific approach to the problem. AI is simply helping you organize and articulate what you already know, just doing it faster. Now, there are some tasks that you can use AI to automate. The content creation and first drafts, maybe social media scheduling or email sequence creation. I love using AI for email sequence creation. I also use it for basic research and a lot of data analysis. You can use AI to automate administrative tasks like appointment scheduling, and you can actually use it for template creation for common processes that you use in your business. Now, there are definitely tasks which need to be kept human, and that's your client coaching sessions, personalized strategy development, relationship building and network, any crisis intervention, sensitive conversations, and of course, final content review and editing, where you're going to make sure that it's accurate and that you've added your personality into it. And lastly, ethical decision making. So here's what you can do right now. An immediate step that you can implement in your business is make 2 lists. tasks that I can automate, and tasks that need my human touch. Be honest about which is which. Now, you can use AI, but you need to use it ethically. There is a framework for using it ethically, right? So one is you don't need to announce every time you use AI, just like you don't announce every time you're using spell check. But if a client directly asks you about your process, be honest, because transparency does matter. Never publish AI-generated content without reviewing, editing, and of course, adding your own insights. AI gives you the starting point, not the finish line. So always make sure you are including your expertise. Never input client information into AI tools without explicit permission. Use AI for general content creation and not specific client work. This is because you do and need to maintain client confidentiality. If you use AI to help with research, don't claim you did all the research yourself. Be honest about your process without being defensive, because you don't want to misrepresent your capabilities. AI can make mistakes. Very important. You are responsible for fact-checking and ensuring the accuracy in everything that you publish. This is quality control. The so what test, right? Before using AI for any task, ask yourself, so what if my clients knew I used AI for this? If the answer is nothing, you're probably fine. If the answer makes you uncomfortable, dig deeper into why. Another immediate step that you can take right now is create your own AI ethics policy. Write down your personal guidelines for how you will and will not use AI in your business. So I put together a practical framework that I've developed for coaches who want to use AI effectively and ethically, and I'm calling it the COACH method. So C is clarify your expertise. Before you touch any AI tool, get clear on what you know. What is your unique perspective? What's your methodology? What stories and experiences do you bring? AI can't create this, only you can. O is for outline your intent. What's the purpose of the content that you're about to publish? Who's your specific audience? What action do you want them to take? Be specific in your prompts. Write a social media post, prompt is going to get a generic result. But if you change it up and say, write a social media post for burned out female entrepreneurs about setting boundaries with difficult clients, that's going to get you a much better response. So O is outline your intent. A is add your voice. Never publish AI generated content as it is. Edit it, add your personality, include your stories, reference your experiences, because the AI gives you the structure, you give it the soul. So A is add your voice. C is check for accuracy, because as I mentioned before, AI can make mistakes. So you always want to fact check. Always ensure the advice aligns with your methodology. You are responsible for everything that goes out with your name on it. So C is for check for accuracy. H is honor your audience. Ask yourself, does this serve my audience better than what I could create without AI? If the answer is yes, you're using AI correctly. If the answer is no, keep working. So use the COACH framework. C is clarify your expertise. O is outline your intent. A is add your voice. C, check for accuracy. H is honor your audience. Now, I think what I'll do is put this in a document so that you can download it if you want to. So if you want it, email me or message me, or you can just save this framework and use it for your next piece of content creation. Now, here's what separates coaches who thrive with AI from those who get left behind. They understand that AI amplifies their existing strengths. It doesn't replace them. Your unique value proposition, your life experiences and lessons learned, your specific methodology and approach, your personality, communication style, your ability to read between the lines with clients, your intuition and emotional intelligence, and your network and relationships are very important. AI cannot replicate any of these. You have to input this information. What AI can do is help you package and deliver these strengths more efficiently. So if you need to build AI skills, here's my 5 tips. Start with one tool for one specific task. 2, learn the basics before trying their advanced features. 3 is focus on prompt engineering, because how you ask matters. You need to feed it good information. Join communities of coaches using AI ethically. There's tons of them. And lastly, experiment with different tools to find what works for you. So good coaches using AI can produce 3 to 5 times more quality content in the same time. That's huge. You can scale your impact without scaling your stress. So choose one AI tool to learn this week and master it before you move on to another one. All right. Your one thing challenge for this week. If you're new here, the one thing challenge is something that I include in all of my podcast episodes. So this is something you can do right away. You want to test one AI tool for a repetitive task in your business this week and measure the time savings. So here's your assignment. Pick one task you do repeatedly, whether it's social media captions, content outlines, or even content outlines and content headlines. Time yourself doing it manually, and then use AI to help with the same task. And lastly, compare the time difference and quality. Track both the time saved and the quality of your output. This isn't about replacing your expertise. Again, it's simply about freeing up time for the work that only you can do. Document your results. You might be surprised by how much time you're wasting on tasks that could be streamlined. All right, let's close in prayer. Father God, we thank you for the gift of creativity and innovation. Help us to use the tools you've provided wisely and ethically. Give us discernment to know when to use technology and when to rely solely on the gifts that you've placed within us. Protect us, Father, from the fear and shame that keeps us stuck. Help us to be good stewards of our time and talents, using every resource available to serve your people better. May we never, ever let tools replace our relationship with you, God, or a genuine care for those that we serve. Show us how to embrace innovation while maintaining our integrity and authenticity. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay, here's a special offer. If you're ready to stop being intimidated by AI and start using it strategically in your coaching business, I'm going to host an intensive workshop. I'm not sure of the date yet, but it's going to be called AI for Coaches, Create a Month of Content in 3 hours. We're going to cover the exact tools that I use, prompts that work, and the ethical framework that protects your reputation. You'll walk away with 30 days of social media content, email sequences, and blog post ideas if you blog, all created with AI assistance, but infused with your unique expertise. I think the investment for this will be $197, and I'm limiting it to only 10 coaches. So everyone gets attention, right? Because when we're in workshops or classes that have too many folks, somebody always gets left behind. So if this is of interest to you, send me a message or reply to or send me an email, info@𝗙𝗎𝗓.coach. All right. Well, thanks for listening to the Coach by God Entrepreneur. Now go test the AI tools that you want, and I'll see you next week. Be well, God bless you, and coach well. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Coach by God Entrepreneur. If this blessed you, please hit the subscribe button and leave me a review. I would be truly blessed if you shared this podcast with another coach. And remember, success in coaching is not just about what you achieve, but who you become in the process. Tune in for more insights and actionable strategies in my upcoming episodes. Stay connected, stay inspired, and let God lead the way to your coaching greatness.